Hello and welcome to another Emacspeak tutorial thingy. So today we're going to go over variables and user input. So it turns out that programs that only do a thing a few times are actually really boring. And usually what you want is you want the user to be able to type something and then do something with that data. So today we are going to go over how to do that in C with the help of Emacspeak. So, as per usual, we need to create our main function.
Int cap main cap matches int main left parent right parent left race.
Okay.
Right race.
We got to indent, and we got to do, let's say, printf. Enter your age.
Cap matches indent to print left parent.
And then return 0,
to
of
return
course.
0 semicolon indent to.
And then we have to include stdio.h.
Pound include less than stdio.h greater than new pound.
Okay, so seems
pound
pretty
slash
reasonable. Oops, sorry, I'm hitting some keys. Okay, so let's run this program. It's not going to do anything interesting because all it's going to, we're not going to run it. Never mind, that's a bad idea. We're going to get it to ask for your age, and then it's going to do nothing. Well, that's not very helpful. So
main indent to print left parent quote.
So before our printf, we're going to create a new variable. So let's call it int age.
Space indent to int age semicolon.
Okay, and int age semicolon will just create a new variable called age. And this just creates it. It's now there. We can use it. We can change its value, etc. Now, what can we do with this? How can we get the user's input and do something with it? Let's figure it out. So after int age,
indent to int age semicolon,
we have our printf.
Indent to print left parent quotes cap enter your age colon quotes right parent semicolon.
Then we are going to have a scanf function. Scanf will take input from the terminal that's running this and put it into the age variable. So how do we do that? All right, so we use scanf.
Right parent cap matches scanf left parent indent to scanf left parent right parent semicolon semi right parent cap matches scanf left parent.
Okay, so now scanf takes two parameters. So you'll notice printf takes one parameter sometimes, which is just the string we want to print, right? Enter your age, or loopy loopy, or hello world, or, you know, my dad has diabetes.
Quotes.
He does not really. That's meme culture. So let's say we want to grab this age variable and we want to put it somewhere. We want to store something in this age variable. So we wait for the user to input and then we do something with it. Okay. So we need to use something called a format specifier. This might seem weird, but just trust me. It's %d. Okay.
Right parent cap matches scanf left parent comma.
Okay. Hold on.
D.
And then ampersand
left parent
ampersand age.
R.
Okay. This might seem really confusing. Don't worry about it yet. I'm going to run it and then I'm going to explain how it works. So let's save.
Saving file /home /text.
Okay. And then we have to split our windows.
C2 C/M-EL tilde /document /described -T.
Okay. And we'll run make.
And
we will run it.
Enter your age colon 1 2.
Okay. So it asks us to enter our age and then it does nothing. That's pretty boring. Okay. So what is this doing? Why is it doing nothing? Well, it's doing nothing because right after our scanf, we have return 0, which says you've finished your program. Please leave. Now, we've got this int age, and then we're printing then we're printing a prompt, enter your age. And then scanf, well, it's looking at %d, and it's putting it into age. What the heck? What does this mean? Okay. So here's the deal. Scanf can get different types of variables for you. So it could get a string, like a name or an address, or it could get a number, like an age or your bank account balance. If I want to get a whole number and store it in something, the way to do that is with %d. This is equivalent to an integer field. An int is short for integer, so int age, it's a number, and then we're going to use scanf, and we're saying this is a number. This is a whole number, and it, has its various max and minimum values. Okay, well, why ampersand? What's this ampersand? Why is it here? What does it do? In C, there is something called a pointer. Now, those are considered pretty scary, so we're not going to talk about those in detail. But essentially, a pointer is just a pointer to something else. So if I said, for example, hey, Mike lives at 123 Any Street, right? I have not given you Mike, right? I've only told you where Mike lives. So an ampersand is like, it's giving someone the address. It's giving the program the address of age or the address of Mike. It's saying this is where it is. Do whatever you want with it. So what it's telling scanf is, hi, I want a whole number from the user by input, and then store it here at this address. Take your scanf moving van and bring it to 123 Any Street and deposit everything right there. That's kind of what it's doing. Okay. So now what? So now we want to print this. Well, can we just print age? No, we can't. If we want to print age, we have to use the same format specifier that we used with scanf. So I'll show you what I mean. Printf %d.
D%.
You are %d years old. Exclamation point \n.
Cap invent to print left paren quotes. Cap you are %d years old exclamation \n quotes right paren semicolon.
Okay, so now it says it's going to tell you how many years old you are. But if we just gave it %d, that obviously is not enough information. It doesn't know what number to put in there. Well, this is where we can add a parameter to this printf function.
New line.
So after our string,
right paren quotes n exclamation.
Okay, so right after this,
n quotes right paren cap matches to comma.
We can add a new variable, age. So now the line reads like so.
Invent to print left paren quotes cap you are %d years old exclamation \n quotes comma age right paren semicolon.
So we're saying %d, I'll give it to you later, years old, and then we're giving it age, and we're saying, yeah, that age, that's gonna fill that %d. Don't worry, it'll make sense. So we're gonna save this file.
Saving file /home /text /.
Okay, that's enough.
~document /describe.
And we are going to make it.
We're
going to run vars.
Enter your age, colon.
Okay, and let's say I'm 15 years old.
You are 15 years old, exclamation, $.
Whoa, look at that. Well, now it's printing my age.
You are 15 years old, $.
Oops. So let's run it again.
Enter your age, colon.
And let's say I'm 123.
You are 123 years old, exclamation, $.
Wow, look at that. Well, what do you know?
91.
So really what we've done is we've been able to take some input from the user, a variable, a 1, 2, 3, or a 15, or a 12, and turned it into a printable statement. So we're able to change our printed statements based on what the user has entered. We're able to give sort of a template. You are X years old by putting %d there, and then we can give age into that, if that makes sense. Well, what if we want a string? What if we want to know the person's name?
New line space.
Okay, well, let's get the person's name. How are we going to do that? Well, first things first, we're going to need a string. Well, strings are pretty weird in C, so hold on just a second. So it's going to be char. That stands for character. So char. Name.
E-M-N.
And then we're going to do left bracket. So bracket is that square key, square bracket key. It's the key right of P on most keyboards.
P, left bracket.
Okay, so left bracket, and let's say maximum of 50 characters, right bracket.
Matches chart name, left bracket.
Okay, and then semicolon.
Indent to chart name, left bracket, 50, right bracket, semicolon.
And that basically says create an array of 50 characters altogether. Don't worry about what an array is yet. Basically, it just means that this string, this information we can input, can be XYZ long. So it can be 50 characters long. So if we had a name that was 51 characters, it wouldn't work. It would actually crash the program. Okay. So then let's get this. Scanf. %D. Oh, no, not %D. That's for whole numbers. What about %S? %S for string.
S.
And then we give it name.
Indent to scan left paren, quotes, %S quotes, comma, name right paren, semicolon.
Now you might be wondering, why are we using name and not %name? Don't worry about that yet. For all cases, you are using name. The only case in which you're not using name is... The only case in which you are using a variable which does not have the ampersand at the beginning is when you're using a string. This has to do with the way the computer handles the string. Okay, and then we're going to printf. Printf, your name is %s
space
exclamation point \n.
Indent to print left paren quotes. Your name is %s exclamation \n quotes right paren semicolon.
Okay, and we're going to save that file.
Saving file /home /state document /described -tutorials /c /variables.
Okay, stop. And then we will go back to our shell.
~document /described -tutorials /c /variables ** shell * autospeak 2.
Okay, and we will make the file.
One warning generated $.
What? One warning generated. What does it want? Oh, yeah. So it says one warning's generated.
One warning conversion mars.c:11:25: warning: more quote %quote. Conversions and data. Arguments left bracket -w format right bracket. Print left paren quotes. Your name is %s exclamation \n quotes right paren semicolon.
So what it's saying is there's more % characters, the formatting characters, %s, %d, %l, all this stuff. There's more of those than there are arguments. So we haven't gotten a name or an age or any of that stuff. So because we don't have any of that, we're going to add it.
C
so
-xp is undefined.
Oops.
Mars.c2 C **L 94% semi.
So we are on line
11.
Line 11, and this is our your name is line.
Indent to print left paren quotes. Your name is %s exclamation \n quotes right paren semicolon.
So let's add name to this printf function call.
Right paren matches print left paren.
Okay, so we can add there and then do name.
Saving file /home /state
Okay, so this is what it sounds like
print
now.
left paren quotes. Your name is %s exclamation \n quotes comma name right paren semicolon.
Okay, so now we have name at the end of the line, and
document /describe
now we're gonna make it and we're gonna run it again.
VRS enter your age :
So let's say I'm 23.
You are 23 years old exclamation.
Okay, and you'll notice that it doesn't have a prompt. It doesn't ask me what my age is because I never gave it a printf prompt. So let's just type in
TIT. Your name is Tate exclamation $.
Look at that. So it doesn't have a prompt. The version on my website will actually have a prompt. Anyway, that's some variables, some basic intro to pointers. It's kind of all over the place, but hope you learned something, and look at my other videos because I explained some good stuff there.